There's nothing she could do to refute what I said because it was all true. And then we went to dinner and there was a little electricity between us at that dinner. I could feel it.
Coming up on the Southern Charm After Show.
Wildly attracted to you, and I am actually in love with you.
Shep was really laying himself out there. It was really nice. And she just is like, oh.
Shep's like, no, bitch, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
You know, my heart sings when I'm with you. I've heard it from your perfect little freckled lips.
Somebody texted me that, and I was so into them, I'd be like, let's have babies today.
IUD's getting ripped out today.
You guys had your talk. Now she wants to hang out with us instead of you because she doesn't want to hang out with you.
She met up with you guys?
She wanted to go with us on our little fish fry bar crawl.
We never said we're gonna be in a relationship. We never said we're gonna be exclusive.
Get the out of here.
You can see it in his eyes that he's on the verge of like, just crying.
The Southern Charm After Show starts right now.
I like to speak, and especially if I'm passionate about anything, any topic, I like to speak. And it is important to use all the range of emotions, because I have soared with the eagles and I've slithered with the snakes and I've been everywhere in between. Yeah, I couldn't sleep, so I in my mind, what do I want to say? How do I want to say it? What do I want to say? I wrote down a bunch of stuff I wanted to say.
Yeah, that always happens, but you should just talk from the heart.
I just wanted answers. I wanted eyeball to eyeball answers.
Sienna, obviously we both came out of the gate awfully hot, passionate and wonderful, and that's true, right? Like the universe had brought us together. You would mention we would have these beautiful kids and we would just live all over the world. I'm wildly attracted to you, and I am actually in love with you.
You know, and then all of a sudden,
We never kind of defined what the relationship was.
I respect the fighting for. I think it's sweet that, you know, you did, because don't, you know, listen to anything other than your heart, right?
I'm okay with it.
Right?
Yeah, listen to your heart, follow your heart.
Follow your heart.
That was a big thing, revelation I had.
Shep was really laying himself out there. It was really nice. Yeah, and she just is like, oh.
There's nothing she could do to refute what I said because it was all true. And then we went to dinner and there was a little electricity between us at that dinner. I could feel it.
Forgot to bring your boots. You left your boots.
My cowboy boots.
Yeah.
That's okay, I'll get a new one.
I'll mail them.
It's fine.
I'll wear them.
Thank you, love.
But you know what? The difference between Shep and the rest of them is Shep will tell you exactly who he is.
Oh, yeah.
You take it or leave it. If you don't believe it, that's on you. Meanwhile, the rest of them are kind of like tiptoeing around, oh, well, maybe I should be like this one day, or I need to switch it up for this. Shep's like, no, bitch, this is who I am. Take it or leave it.
Exactly who I am all the time.
Like, all the time.
No, I don't think Shep has like a calculated bone in his body.
No.
Which is why I think he'll just fumble at times.
What has caused him to be the way that he is, I don't know. I mean, I have like attachment issues and some issues of my own. Like, you know, hey, we all have our issues. But I know that deep down, I mean, everyone in the world deep down wants to be loved.
I was proud of myself for calmly laying out the timeline and being like, and the things that we said to each other, they weren't small. They were real things, and she couldn't deny it because it happened. That's what the head was. At least she didn't lie about that, you know.
You had to have known how I felt, right?
And now I do.
Oh, yeah?
100%. Now I do.
I do think that he's very real, but I also think that like sometimes he just like lacks the spine to do what he needs to do. And it's like, Shep, you could be the greater man because there's a great man in there.
And of course, looking back, you're like, oh yeah, well, yeah. But I mean, you know, someone shows you who they are, believe them, but it doesn't make it any less tough. Doesn't make it any less tough. I guess I'm more sensitive than I let on.
Come on, he had a whole dating show. Like tons of girls are throwing themselves at him, wanting to date him. So he'll find it. He'll find it.
It takes time. I mean, look at us. We don't have it.
Yeah, I mean, God, I'm 37 in a week and a half. Like,
we're sitting here talking about Shep needing to find his love. We don't have love.
I think it's very clear that when she comes to dinner, her body language is like not that she's romantic. She's basically like, just so you know, I'm going to have a stomach ache by the end of this dinner. And I'm like, God, you
By the way, I'll come, but I'm not feeling well.
Hey, everyone. Welcome. Good to see you.
I clearly didn't get a response if they're in a relationship or not. Are you and Shep actually together?
Like, are y'all exclusive? Can you hook up with other people?
Shep and I never had that conversation in the first place. We never said we're gonna be in a relationship. We never said we're gonna be exclusive. And so, like, were we together? Maybe, I don't know.
Then why the
Why are we here?
Like,
Wait,
this
that
week-
was at night one.
Night one. And
She
I-
just said, we're not in a relationship.
Yeah.
And why are you at dinner?
I mean, Madison kind of gave her like a softball.
Are you and Shep actually together?
All she had to do was like speak, nicely on you and be like, oh my God, meeting Shep has been great and we've had some great times. I mean, she could have gone around that question but said nice things about you and the wonderful times that, y'all have had.
That first night, I was thrown through a giant loop, which kind of was like, wait, what? Because she was not very nice to me. And I think it's also strange because I've spent time with her. Like, we've gone to Hilton Head with Tyler, Audrey, Austen, Shep. We all have gone together. We all hung out. I'm the only person here that has actually spent quality time with you.
Yeah.
Like, Tyler and I were like, oh my God, we love Audrey. We're classic gays.
Yeah.
We're like, Audrey, Sienna, we love you. Let's play dress up and dance. Every experience that I had was so lovely. There was like a definite switch that was flipped. She was very standoffish.
I mean, Shep, at the end of that dinner, once again, another like glaring thing in your face. She was like, I don't feel well. I have to go home.
Where's Sienna?
She went home, she has stomachache.
Like everyone and their mother knew that she wasn't staying.
I know.
Get the out of here.
Yeah.
That is the oldest trick in the book.
I know. You know what's crazy? 2 weeks earlier, she was like, I can't wait for you to come down. I was like, yeah, me too. I was like, are you staying with me? She was like, of course I'm staying with you. Where else would I stay? What a difference 2 weeks makes.
She didn't stay with y'all one time.
No.
That's kind
She
of
didn't
a
even
red
plan
flag.
to. Well, yeah, like if you're dating someone and
Yeah.
like you
Or,
should be
like-
staying together.
Or maybe she said, come back to my place, and he
Right.
left, or vice versa.
No, instead he stayed up all night texting her that he was about to get a taxi to her place. He was like, I'll get a car to you. Like, okay, actually, I'm just gonna come to your house. Like, if he would have known her address, he would have gone to her house.
If he would have known her address,
Yes.
that's sad.
I tried to like smooch her a little bit at the car pickup, and she was like, I don't know. And I was just like, this is over, right? But I didn't know why.
I mean, look, everyone gets friend zoned in high school, maybe college, and it shapes your personality and your romantic personality for the rest of your life. I mean, I have like one girl from high school that is the reason I became who I was. But Shep's doing it at like 44 years old.
You can see it in his eyes that he's on the verge of like just crying, and you're like, oh, I kind of want her to like you, but like this is also pretty entertaining, but it's sad.
Well,
but you knew what you were getting into. I mean, she did match with Whitney on Raya as well.
It was confusing,
She
but it was so
super-
clear too at the same time.
It was so clear. Not to you, apparently.
Oh, when you're in it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.